What's going on, guys? Nate the Great coming at you back again for another book review. Haven't done one in about a few weeks. I've been traveling back and forth with business, but anyways, just want to get right into it. So I read this book probably about a month and a half, 2 months back, and a really great book. I know there might be different mixed views on it, and to say the least, it definitely went down in price over the past couple of years, and you'll see why. But it's called Think Big, and it's no other by the man himself, President of the United States, Donald Trump. You heard it. Thinking Big, really, honestly, in my opinion, it's a really great book. Um, with all political views aside, all opinions, right? I just read the back, like I normally do, and whatnot. So basically, Donald J. Trump is an icon, the very definition of the American success story. The star of The Apprentice, The Apprentice, and developer of some of the planet's most prestigious real estate. He's been on the bottom and risen to become one of the world's wealthiest men. And it's also by Bill Zonker. Bill Zonker started the Learning Annex with $5,000 and grew it into a $5 million a year company. That was before he met Donald Trump. 30 months later, after Zanker learned to think big himself, the Learning Annex is generating over 100 million, and that was from 5 million, a year in sales and still growing. Together, they're living examples of how thinking big and knowing when to back up your opinions aggressively, regardless of what your critics or opponents might say, can help you maximize your personal and your professional achievements. For the first time ever, you too can learn Trump's secrets to thinking big. You'll learn momentum, the big mo, how to get it and how to get it back. Revenge, how and when to get and why it's so sweet. I love you, now sign this, why contracts in business and personal life are so important. Real life stories from people who've applied the Think Big formula in their own lives. So really valuable principles in this. I'll just pick out like a chapter. One thing I like about this book is each chapter he has what is called to sum it up and some key points in it. So this chapter right here, let me see what the title is so I can give it to you guys. So this chapter right here focused very much on creating luck, right? Creating luck. So to sum it up, some people are born luckier than others, it's true. Lucky people are born with wealthy parents, good schooling opportunities, and powerful connections that give them an advantage over the rest of us. Most of the super successful people I know worked hard to create their own luck. Remember, the harder I work, the luckier I get, okay? The harder I work, the luckier I get. Think about that. One day in my darkest hour, I went to a banker's dinner in Manhattan. That one event changed the course of my life. If I had not gone to that dinner, I may not be writing this book. I hated to go to that dinner with bankers. I went because it was my job to go there. It was work, horrible hard work, but I worked hard and I got lucky. That is why I'm here today. You can make luck happen through hard work and intelligence. Sure, bad things can and do happen. Be prepared for the worst, but if you work hard and smart, luck comes your way when you least expect it. And for some of you might be wondering about like what dinner. He went to a dinner that there was going to be a lot of people that didn't necessarily like him at that dinner, and he wasn't the most liked person at that time. Obviously, he's not the most liked person today, but in business, he was going through a very tough time, and he basically wasn't going to go, but something in his mind said, okay, Donald, you got to go. And he did. He met a crucial connection, one guy there that completely changed his whole business structure, and he basically went from here to up here, skyrocketed. So key points from the chapter: some people are naturally luckier than others, but that is just a small starting point. You can create your own luck. The harder you work, the luckier you get. The world does not owe you anything. You have to work for it. Good luck does not come overnight. Be open to new information and ideas. Be willing to take on new challenges. Always think positively and expect the best. Do not let anything get in your way. Protect your back by thinking negatively. Stay confident. Even when something bad happens, it is just a bump in the road. It will pass. So, there's definitely a lot of principles in this book. There are a majority I do agree with, some I don't necessarily agree with, but Donald, of course, is a man of strength and power. Obviously, with him being the president, yeah, it's definitely insane. I mean, I'll tell you one thing, him being a businessman, very, very smart. Some of the things I've learned in this book, I'll definitely be applying to my life, like different agreements that he has. I mean, just within marriage, it's insane because a lot of people, and he highlights this in the book, one of the biggest mistakes some of the most successful entrepreneurs do and business owners is they forget to sign like this one agreement with their wife, because at the end of the day, if you're successful and you marry somebody, I mean, it's crazy, but it shouldn't be this way. Most times than none, the wife unfortunately gets money motivated and they want to end things. I'm not subjecting the female out from it, but it's just the numbers. That's how it goes. So he's really talks about the importance of having certain types of agreements in this. Again, think big. It's really not that expensive. It's really cheap, which I'm not surprised. But there are some different things in this book that he says about, like the Clintons, for example, that it makes him a little bit of a hypocrite. But it is what it is. I didn't get the book for that reason. I got the book for his business principles, because I think we all can agree, unless you're going to look at it from a negative standpoint, that Trump has definitely built a very successful, not just business, but you go around to each city and you see his hotels, Trump Tower, and it's remarkable. He talks about that in the book as well. So I got another one of his books, The Art of the Deal. I'm going to be reading that here very soon. But anyways, guys, highly recommend reading it. It's a really great book. Even if you're just starting out, it's really not that hard of a read. So highly recommend it. And on to the next one.